Don't be deceived.
Yeah. Okay. Switch up my chair. Okay. This is interesting. So, Facebook is at 120-ish. OBS is at 112.
Oh, yeah.
So that's... What do you see on Zoom? Perfect. So Facebook is... Let me look again. 50...
Fine, because like we're
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we'll just like leave any comments. We'll just be a little bit.
Right. Yeah, it looks like it's 10 seconds behind right now. So that's okay. That's not the worst.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Facebook's gonna get mad at me again. Last week it was getting really mad. Oh, we got to do a poll. What should we be? What should the poll be today? Okay, how about this? What's your favorite type of cane? Rieger? Is that how you spell
I can't see what you're typing.
it? Reiger?
R-I-E.
Rie? Okay. Thanks. Haven't bought Rieger in a long time. Good call.
So you're not gonna vote for that one in the poll.
Maybe not. Donzi. Option. We need a made up one. Oh, here we go. We gotta start. This is it. Okay. Go back. Go. What's up, everybody? Got another read stream today with Stephanie Manning, who is going to be a sophomore at Oberlin. And we have, well, she has some reads that she's going to explain right now.
Yeah, so I brought two reads, both of which were made from Barton Cane GSP, which I don't usually make from, so this has been an interesting experiment. I also got, they're the Hertzberg shape, so when I'm at school I usually have been using the Fox SVH, but I wanted to branch out and do the actual Hertzberg shape.
What have you noticed about that?
So far I haven't noticed any like huge differences.
Yeah.
Even when just like looking at the cane, I wouldn't have been able to tell. So I'm pretty sure I've tried to find the exact dimensions of like the SVH over like over time because I was curious which one it's closest to with like the Fox 123. I could
Right.
never seem to find which
Right.
one that was closest to.
Uh-huh.
But it seems to be pretty similar to Hertzberg to me, just to my eye.
Totally. I think they're really close. I would say the same thing. I can barely tell the difference.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to.
So let's see here. Show results in video. Okay. Do I get to vote? I still don't get to vote. Do you see the thing now? Oh, look, it's up there. We got 2 voters. I wonder if that's just me. I wonder if I'm one of them because I'm like watching it from this dashboard. Okay. Anyway, let me get back to the... Oh no, my iPad died. Okay.
No.
Here we go. Cool. Okay, so you've got Barton Cane. And it's Hertzberg, and it basically feels the same as the SVH, the Sakakini Van Hosen. I totally agree. I know the Hertzberg's more flared at the end,
Right.
which goes with a slightly different forming process, but it's not. I agree with you. I noticed a much bigger. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say. I actually thought when forming, like, it was. Well, I did have a little bit of trouble because Barton Cane like scores. I think there's only 5, and so for me, I normally put more than that. So I ended up having to add a couple in between because it was just like not circular enough for my taste. But
Yeah.
I did find that these fit quite well on my vocal. Like I barely had to ream these, but
Good.
they go in. Like there's like a little line. This
Okay.
one might need a little bit more, but
Okay.
there's a line from someone else's usage of this vocal that's like about where I want my reads to go anyway. So
Good.
yeah, so I was very happy with that.
Good.
It was good.
Yeah, it's got extra width at the back, so in theory it will, yeah, it will be wider. That makes sense. Cool.
Yeah.
And I think Sakakini's read style compensates for that because he generally forms further down on a mandrel pen. He has a little hilt on his pens versus, as far as I know, let me see if I can show this. As far as I know, Cayman's is using these Chrisley pens, which don't have a hilt. So,
Oh, I see. Okay.
so
Yeah,
this,
I got
yeah,
ones from whatever these. Where did I get these from? The one you sent out.
Nexus, yeah, Nexus Woodwind. So that's what this is. It's basically a copy of Sakakini's pen, and so yeah, even though Sakakini's reed has less width at the back, he's forming on a wider circle,
Oh,
whereas
that makes
on a Cayman's reed, I might only form it up here, and it's a little narrower. So I don't know. So many things to standardize, but so little time. I really can't wait until we can all just print reads off on a 3D printer and really be like, hey, try this read. What do you think of this read? And I just airdrop it to you. And you
Yeah,
just
and
hear it.
I'll, like, in the future, when everyone has their own personal 3D printer,
Sure.
it'll be like, I'll
Yeah.
just print it out right now.
Totally. It'll just come out of your phone, you know? No
Yeah.
more lightning port, just a read port. You just stick the read in the phone and it. Cool. Okay, so do you want to play it first? You said, is it soaked and everything? Great. What would you do for day 2? How would you test it?
Well, see, I'm gonna put my tuner right here, by the way, if that helps, because then it'll be like, we can see exactly
Okay.
people on the screen can.
Still no votes. Come on, people.
Aw.
Let's
I would
hear
do
it.
that.
Maybe people don't want to reveal what their favorite cane is. I should put in all bad. Okay, let's put in what's your. Let me change it. Close. We had no votes. There's a total fail. Okay. Least favorite type of cane.
Oh.
Okay. What is that? Golden bamboo.
I don't know that.
No, I shouldn't. Yeah, I shouldn't. That's not good. Let's not trash people's cane.
Yeah.
Okay,
I might
let's do. What's another poll we can do? Okay, favorite concerto. Here we go.
Okay.
These guys don't care. Hummel. Can't say it's my favorite. Mozart. Add an option. Should we say Weber? These are all okay. Favorite classical-ish. Okay, what's another one? What's another classical era concerto? This is a good quiz anyway. Anybody in the comments? Is Chrisley better for Hertzberg? Herver says. I think it just goes with the way they bevel. Herver. Any other classical concertos by bassoon? I mean, I know there are some. There's like, boy, this is bad. Well, we need a fourth option.
Is that classical?
Bassoon. Which one?
Jolivet concerto?
Jolivet is a little modern, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
Bassoon
you're
concerto. Let's look down this. Like early modern. Here we go. Croussel, Donzi, Devienne has 5 bassoon concerti. That's weird. Oh, Kozula. That's a good one.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Neruda. I've heard that. Stamets. Okay, let's say Stamets. That's good. I don't know which of those is the most famous. If you don't like the options, please put your favorite classical concerto in the comments.
Yeah, add your own options.
Published poll, show results in video. Rossini. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, let's change it to that. Close results. This is so well done. It's just remarkable. No. Pause poll. How do I edit the poll? Create poll. Oh, it's going to make me start over. Okay, sorry, Herbert. Reopen. People are just like dropping like flies. Okay. All right, let's hear the read. What would you do?
First I just wanted to just play around with it. I feel like before I play, I already know it's going to be kind of flat in the tenor register, especially. I feel like it's pretty weak.
Okay.
Probably mostly a consequence of the profile, but not completely.
Yeah.
So I'll just okay, now I can't see the tuner actually, so that was a good plan, bad execution. Oh,
Here, you do it and I'll put this tuner. Maybe this will work, but I need somehow my... Well, that's not a tuner. Yeah, I can see that great.
Okay. Yeah, that tenor F is always a telling note on my instrument, and it's pretty flat and unstable.
Right. It sounds like it wants to close up the tenor F. When you articulate it, is that true?
It just takes a lot of mouth pressure to get it up.
Got it.
Basically.
Okay. All right, so what is that making you think to do to scrape?
Let's see. Well, because that's telling me that the reed is like on the weak side, right? So normally my reeds are like have too much cane on them. So let me think. So let's see. Let me look at this. So under the, sorry, I know you can't see under the light, but I'm gonna look anyway. Because if the reed is like flat, so it's flat and hard, it's hard to tongue as well. The response isn't where I want it to be. So probably like for tonguing in the front third.
Great, totally agree. And what if you... Where in the front third? I mean, what if you worked on the sides of the front third?
Let's see. The sides.
Or I'm gonna ask, what if you worked on the sides of the front third, and then what if you worked in the middle of the front third?
Let's see. I mean, the sides, like taking out of the rails tends to make it weaker, right? So,
well, I think it makes the center to side more pronounced, which should make it harder in a way.
Yeah.
I think taking off cane makes it weaker.
Right, yeah.
But I agree with you. So we're in the tip because it doesn't respond. And then I think the middle would be interesting if you think there's room. Now, you've said the profile is a little thin in some places. It started that way.
Right. Though I will say the thickest part probably comparatively was the like the front, the 1/8 and 2/8 of an inch was like pretty good.
Yeah. So what I do with those reeds, I generally take a Sharpie and I just put a dot where it's way too thin so that it doesn't get erased and I never scrape there. And then I go from there. Anything that's under like 2 over my final measurements from day one, I'll put a dot because it's pretty thin. Okay, I'm working on it. Yeah.
We've got 16
for the first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 20 and a half.
Okay.
And then 1 sec. And then like 23. See, this is where it's
that's
under.
What's over. And I would say 16 for a day 2 is already pretty thin.
Right. Yeah.
So
because it was already under. It was probably like 18 when I
Yeah.
started scraping on it.
Yeah.
So
Let's
yeah.
look in front of that then, even. So in front of the
Okay.
first eighth, and this will be all by eye. Let's
Hmm.
just see. If you see something that looks thick, do that. What's the back? That'd be another thing I'd check, is the middle of the
Oh,
back.
okay. Like right at the collar, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. It's about 34.
Okay.
I've been experimenting with taking my back down a little, like a little under 36. I know a
Uh-huh.
lot of people in the studio stop right at 36,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to I'm trying to make my reads lighter and
Yeah.
freer and like easier to tongue
Uh-huh.
because my setup is just so dark and heavy
Right.
that I think it was kind of holding me back. Like I was
Sure.
thinking to get a dark sound, I need a dark read as well, but when my vocal and my instrument are already super dark,
Totally. Totally.
yeah. So I've
Although,
been,
yeah, that's great. I love that you're experimenting with it. That's the only way to know. My other thought, though, would be see what you can do with more out of the tip. I think,
okay.
a lot of times the Hertzberg reed is set up for like your setup, which is darker, relatively darker and relatively resistant. So maybe if you make the reed feel light because all your tapers are really good and your tip is quite tapered beautifully, your bassoon can take that extra brightness. Whereas a really bright bassoon, if you do all that stuff in the tip, it's just going to be too bright.
Right, right.
So that's after you run your experiment, try that one next. I think it'd be interesting.
Good idea.
So I like 34 though. I'm afraid if we lower that more, it'll get more unstable.
Yeah.
I think 34. Well, we'll come back to that. That would be the second thing I want to try. The first thing I want to see is if you can get better response by just making the tip taper a little better.
Right. Okay. So is this
Yeah,
the camera?
I can see it pretty well.
Okay. So let's see. Sorry, trying to get a good angle for myself and
Yeah.
the camera at the same
Well,
time.
get your angle first and then move the camera, I
Yeah,
think.
I think I might need to move the camera back
Okay.
slightly. Oh, there we go. That's better.
Good.
Okay. So yeah, the front seems to be like it doesn't go quite all the way into the plaque. Um, And yeah, I think I could stand to take more out of like the corners
Okay.
because I'm not seeing much of a curve.
Great. The work you're doing looks great.
Cool. I'm always hesitant to like take I don't want to take too much, out of like the eyes of the reed right here.
Totally.
You know.
I love that. I mean, I think what I see, you're not doing this at all, but this is the, whoops, that's not the right marker. You probably can't see this, Stephanie, but this is the tip. People sort of, they take a lot out right in here, sort of what you were saying, and then they end up with this kind of tip.
Yeah, because I've definitely done that, so
Yeah.
I want to not do that.
Yeah, good.
Though I do find like the opposite problem, I sometimes have like I'm trying to find better ways to make the tip close, the side to center
Yes.
kind of close
Uh-huh.
because often will just like close all the way across, and I've been trying to figure out like where exactly is the best place to scrape to
I
fix
think
that.
what's hard with that is that could be anywhere in the sides of the
Right.
reed all the way to the back. And so
Yeah.
if the front third looks good from the view you're looking at, don't do
Mm-hmm.
it there. Do it in the back of the reed, or do it in the middle of the reed, or do it somewhere else.
Right. So like
Um,
just the channels in general.
yeah. Go back and look at your tapers, make sure it really is actually going down, you know. Make sure it's going down at a rate that beats the curvature of the gouge, I think.
Right, right.
Right now the tip looks like it's probably, it looks again a little parallel with the gouge. So, you know, if the gouge is doing that, it's just actually not tapering. Let's
Right.
see.
Sitting on top of it.
Yeah. Sometimes too, when you get the corners really good, it'll kind of make that tenor F much more stable. So, yeah, I think you're doing good work. I'll just keep watching.
Okay. Probably gonna flip over and do the other side.
If it looks done to you, then trust it and we'll test it.
Okay. I think. Okay.
It looks pretty wide. It looks. How long is the reed?
Like from which, like this length?
Yeah, the first wire to the tip.
First wire to the tip is 1 inch in
How many in millimeters?
millimeters. Oh yes, 30 or 28. Sorry.
Okay, 28. It looks like,
Or from the middle of the from the middle of the first wire.
well, from the top of the first wire.
to the top is 28. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Maybe did you go with the collar that Barton used?
No, I cut back the collar.
Okay.
I thought it was too high.
Yes.
I like
okay.
my collar like 2/32, 1/16 of an inch
Okay.
from the top of the first wire.
Yeah. Where did you put the first wire from the fold?
From the fold is 1 and sorry, I can't count. 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I never know it either,
11,
and
12 inches from the fold.
okay. So the standard, whatever. I think is that the standard Hertzberg or standard Sakakini? I forget what that is.
I'm not sure which one it is, but you definitely
Gave it
was
to you.
what
Okay, right.
you taught me. Yeah.
I'm all messed up because I was just trying to get the Barton profile custom set up and converted everything to millimeters, and so now it's all just.
Yeah.
But smartly, I think Barton has the collar is relatively close to the fold, so if you just put the first wire underneath their collar, you'd end up with a really wide reed.
Yeah.
And for Sakakini and Caymans, which to me seems to be about the same standard placement from the fold, I think that you have to actually put the wire down a bit from the collar and recut the collar for Barton Cane. But I think it's good because he's giving you flexibility to make a wider shape. So. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't mind recutting the collar at all because I feel like it almost gives me more control because it's better than having the collar too far back.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay, other side.
Yes. Let me...
It looks pretty good too, but not as good as you had the other side looking. What I think I'm seeing, now this may be messed up on Zoom. I don't know if you can see this, Stephanie. Sort of A to B here is a little bit flat. So,
okay, sorry, I can't quite see your drawing because it's so small on my
okay.
screen,
Yeah.
like right in the corner.
It's like there's too much out, like where you said those eyes of the reed. So I would work more. Okay, let me draw a giant. This is the tip of the reed.
Yeah.
work more in here and not back here where this X is.
Gotcha.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like right up kind of here.
Yes, exactly. To my eye, but you over zoom, and not even that far back. Yeah, and yeah, there you go. That like right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, just for everyone on the stream, I mean, as long as okay, you're trying to scrape here these green circles. You can scrape sideways or vertically or in circles. The temptation is just don't start scraping back here where the blue X's are. Just make sure you only scrape in the blue circles, and then this A to B over here will gradually get steeper. Right now we have the A to B is kind of just very similar. It's basically no taper. Okay. Let's see how the poll is doing. It might be time to remove the poll. Poll results! 100% of people prefer the Mozart concerto. So
How many people voted though?
I am not going to disclose that information because
Okay.
I think, okay. Oh yeah, Herver says, I find drawing a line in the middle of the front third helps a lot show the thicker parts. And checking the tip every time you scrape. Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Reopen poll. Oh, it's already closed. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll leave the poll open, but I won't show it any longer. So let's see. People can do that. Okay. There's not a good way to view this chat. I have to remember to keep scrolling downwards. Okay, it looks better.
Yeah.
Basically, when I have a read play like that, I'm just trying to make sure that the channels are really thick. The last thing you want is a very collapsing, when the tenor F isn't good, you don't want this read that's collapsing in the channels.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's definitely easier to play, and the tonguing is definitely better. It feels more like responsive.
Good.
The F is still a little flat. Just needs more like, kind of that like upwards.
Yes.
Feeling air, to support it. But definitely like workable. Before I would have said it's too much mouth pressure, but
okay.
Of course it could be better.
But it's playable maybe for day 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and it feels better.
B flat is a bit unstable, which is also one of those notes I always check.
Uh-huh.
So.
Good.
Though it's not bad. The taper is definitely not there, though.
Uh-huh. How's the tip opening? Is it too open?
Maybe slightly. Wait, I should do it from the camera here.
Okay.
Why can't it? Sorry, that's not focusing. Huh.
It almost was. Sometimes I find hold the reed between your fingers, like put your fingers up equal to the tip, and then yeah, that's really good.
Ooh, okay.
Really focused.
There we go.
Yeah, it looks good. I think it's good. You don't have any collapsing channels really.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too open. It doesn't look too closed.
Mm-hmm.
If it feels too open, that might be, eventually you can close it. But um, yeah, I don't know. Do you want to play like a fast-ish tongued scale, and let's see what that does.
Mm-hmm. I'll just do F again.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, a little bit of a like skipping there at the end because
Yeah,
it just didn't keep up with my
but
tongue.
tenor F was good actually.
Yeah, definitely better.
Good. So we fixed that. That's good. What does that problems in the lower range make you think?
Makes me think back of the reed, like tapers in the very back, probably.
Yeah, yeah,
Good, rails in the very back
yeah.
as well.
Or it could be middle. I mean, if although the fact that that's at 34 already, probably just leave it. Basically look for anywhere in the back that you've kind of got a little collapsing channel and see if you can pop that channel out.
Right.
But yeah, let's see what it looks like. Back. Doesn't look bad. It looks maybe, yeah, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it could stand to be a little more curved, like right at the edges, like right here.
Right.
But the channels look okay.
Yeah. One macro point I'll say, Stephanie, is push yourself to work too fast.
Okay.
Do too much because you're really good at perfecting a reed and polishing it. And so I think we all have to decide. I'm on your side too. I'm on the I work on reeds for too long and stuff. And then I've seen people, I mean, I'm always shocked when I see somebody from the opposite side of that spectrum. I mean, they just go to town, like they decide I'm going to scrape here and they just take off so much cane. So something to just maybe keep in mind as you go.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Yeah, I always find that for me, like, starting reads is the hardest, like when they're in the earliest days.
Yeah.
But once they're past a certain point,
Yeah.
I have, like, I can look at it and find, like, little places
Yeah.
to fix. Like,
Yeah. That's your
kind of what I'm
specialty.
good at. Yeah. Oh yeah, but what I was gonna say was the rail back here is quite thin. I think that might also be because it's slipped a
I
little
see.
bit. So
Okay.
it's like kind of hidden.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, that's not really in the camera, is it?
I could
This
see
one.
it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so that was like a little bit of the profile and a little bit of, I think when I cut the collar, I might have like accidentally taken more
Okay.
out of the back right here. Sometimes
I
that
see.
happens.
Okay.
So,
All right. I see what you mean. The rail looks quite thick, so I bet, the edge of your reed, the rail is
yeah, like on this side, it's thick. So
Uh-huh.
there's room to work with here.
totally. Here's the reed. I don't know what shaper this is, my terrible drawing. Let's not do that. So her rail, it's kind of doing that. What's confusing is you think, well, okay, B is lower than A, but the problem is the gouge is going like that. Whoops, can I draw? Why can't I draw at all? My hand sticks to the iPad and then it doesn't smoothly. Okay, there we go. So even though B is lower than A, it's thicker because the gouge is curving faster than the thing. So, oh whoops, it's not on the screen. Anyone, if anyone watching, if that makes sense, maybe just say yes in the comment. Like, yeah, technically B, B right here is a lower from this perspective than A, but if you look at like, here's the gouge. The cane at B is actually thicker than the cane at point A. And so I would call that not a taper. But it's deceptive because B is actually below A in terms of the distance to your eyeball. So, but you're really trying to envision this, the point between the two, it's like, what is this distance? Oh, it looks like Uno. Did you ever play Uno?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I know how to play.
With those colors?
I can't really see your drawing.
I know,
so...
it's too big, it's too small. I don't know how it works.
I played like an online version of Uno with, because some of my family, like my aunt and my cousins, we do like a family game night.
Oh, yeah.
One time we did Uno online, but it was very confusing because none of us had like, I think we didn't have accounts or anything, so we just had random numbers as our screen names.
Nice.
7, 7, 5, 6. It's your turn.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So in-person Uno is better. That's my verdict.
Fair. Yeah, I gotta play some Uno. I saw NBA players were playing Uno in the restart of the NBA season, so.
Oh, really? Like before the game?
Yeah, they were hanging out in quarantine and all that, so.
Right, in Disney World.
Okay, let's try it. Or you think it's almost ready?
I was just cleaning up the same thing on the other side.
Perfect.
Yes.
I wish it would show me. I see that 4 people are watching, but I want to know who is watching. And Facebook does not want me to know that.
Probably some privacy settings.
What?
Probably like privacy settings.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. I got to figure out how to take this out of gaming, and I got to figure out, let me write this down on my little notepad here. Okay, not gaming. See who is viewing. Just because I don't know, I'd like to say hi to people, but I can't. So if you're watching, I don't know you're watching. I'm sorry that I'm not saying hi. But I appreciate you. I appreciate the little 4. I would ask you specific questions, but I don't know. Liam, what's up, Liam? That's awesome. Liam, do you ever use Barton Cane? Liam is a second year or graduated now, master's student at DePaul and from Michigan.
Awesome.
Is that right, Liam? Maybe I'm right. Yes, he's probably done, I think, with DePaul.
There's probably also the Facebook lag. That's why
Totally.
the comments are behind.
Okay, he says he uses Barton to try different shapes. That's really smart.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Rather than buy a whole shaper. Liam, we agree with you. He says, but he finds the profiles too thin, so he uses it sparingly. We totally agree, and I'm working on a new profile with them to try to fix that. So, we'll see. I'm also going to ask them, maybe they like soak the cane a lot. Awesome, congrats. He just finished at DePaul, so congrats, Liam. That's awesome. You got out just in time to avoid the quarantine semester. No, it's actually going to be cool. I think it's going to be really memorable. Like, we're never going to forget this semester. It's just like last semester,
Or last semester, yeah.
I just will never forget Joe coming into his lesson at 4:30 or whatever. It was like 4 something on a Thursday. And he's like, so, we have to be gone by Monday. And that was just out of no, the plan at that point was something like in 2 weeks, everyone goes home.
Yeah.
Like that was the plan. And I've been in lessons all day and they had sent some email. I was like, wow, that's out of control.
That was so crazy. I remember I was in a coaching with Walters for chamber.
Nice.
And so we did our whole coaching, and then at the end, we were packing up, and I checked my phone and I saw that email, and I was like we all kind of saw it at the same time, and it was like,
That's awesome.
I was like, I need to call my mom, and then I just packed up really fast because I was like, what is happening?
That's out of control.
Yeah, that was something else. We only got 2 coachings with him.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah.
Well, hey, I mean, that was the other thing. It just ended everything.
I know, yeah.
Okay, let's hear it. So now we've strengthened the structure again at the back, but by working in the back, I think that's going to make it lighter. So let's see what it did.
Should I try the tongued scale again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much better.
Okay, well, that was a lot better than the first time. Though I do think, the tenor notes seemed a little bit unstable again.
Totally.
Or at least a little bit flat.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that takes a lot of
Totally.
work.
And that's why, I think in the Hertzberg reed style, you get the back at 36, you get the profiler set up really well, and you don't mess with the back because it will make those notes unstable, and those are probably some of the most unstable notes on the bassoon. And that's,
Especially on this one as well.
Yeah. So you're always trading, and I think that's where sometimes in a reed, you just reach a point of checkmate where you need to scrape in the back because it's too hard or whatever, or the tapers aren't the right structure, right? Like if the tapers, you need the strong structure and your tapers are like this. So you need to do it, but you're just stuck and then it's just not going to work. I found with the Barton cane, because I had the same problem, it ends up being a little bright or extra bright. And then I just play it kind of in the low register and mezzo piano to let it break in. Mm-hmm. But in a place where it's not going to be too crazy, and then I gradually can sort of, make that middle point thicker. I think we're probably good on the reed, Stephanie. Do you want to go? We can switch that other view.
Mm-hmm.
So we can just talk. Unless you want to play it more. Do you think you need to play it more?
No, I think we did some good work.
Okay, me too. Let me go to this other view when you are ready to switch.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I really like that bandana though, or whatever that is.
Yeah, Barton cane.
That's awesome.
Weird bandana. I don't know why, but it's cute.
Can you take off the screen share?
Oh, right.
Awesome. Cool. And then I could maybe even put an iPad in between us here. Okay. Where's the iPad? I have to add it. What is that called? A display capture? No, it's a window capture. iPad 2. Let's try that. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's what that tiny little iPad was. Remember that little bitty sliver of a thing? That was I think an iPad.
Right.
Okay, so here's an iPad going between. Right, so you have, where are the limits? Oops. Is that on the screen? That's on the screen. Okay, I'm just trying to find the limits. Oh, it's over here. Okay, great. So, basically it's fine back here, and then it gets too thin here, and then the tip, right? So it's you have a lot of work to do here, and you need this point actually to come up, and then you have work to do in the back. And so, you you just have to like wait. To me, basically, this point is like 95% finished, and this is only 85 and 75. And so you just, you have to do work in weird places.
Right, yeah.
And so the way it breaks in is just a little bit abnormal for a bit. But yeah.
Yeah. So that was like that what I was curious about though is like what would you say like making a day one, we normally aim for certain measurements, but with this, certain profile where some things are up and down.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, okay, what like is this a day one yet? Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would just go off of get it to be the most balanced you can. So, based on the age of the reed, right? If say you're starting at this point where, this is 95% done, or even like say it's under, right? So it's 105% done.
Yeah.
If you do, if you take this all the way down to 70%, 95% too, now the material strength is going to be out of whack too. So I would just do it slowly, basically. Like, don't do what you would do if it were all even. Because with this point, in the middle being so thin, materially, like based on the age and the amount of material, your pitch is probably okay. Your pitch is like good. So if you take the tip down to balance this point, then the pitch is going to be way flat. You know what I mean? So just sort of slowly let it come into balance. Don't force it immediately.
Yeah.
Although that's a paradox, and that to me is problematic because then you're kind of leaving problems, which is never a good, you're kind of like, well, I'm going to let it be crappy for a few days, which is really dangerous, I think. So, I don't know. That's why I'm going to try to get a new setup with them. I'm excited for that.
That'll be really cool. That's very exciting.
Yeah, it'll be neat. I'm excited to see what we end up with, and I don't know. Now you can see this. Aren't these the colors of Uno? Like, I feel like Uno.
Yeah, now I see. They all looked like red from my end when you were in the tiny screen, so I didn't know what that meant, but now I see. Yeah, like question mark.
Anyway.
There aren't question mark cards in Uno.
No, are there? Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I saw this amazing Olympic logo the other day that was like, I forget.
The 2020.
The 2020 with like the zeros inside the twos or something.
No, it's like 2020 and then above, like in between the 2 and the 0, it's like the Olympic rings.
Okay.
So there's 3 zeros in between each number.
Okay.
And then the last circle on the far right is colored in red, which is like the Japan flag.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Now the logo's not even like relevant because it won't be 2020.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Best logo.
That's great. No, it was amazing. I can't believe you remember much better. That's great.
I've seen it a fair amount of times.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on and sharing this read with us. And
thanks for having me. Anytime.
Yeah, great. I've got some barton cane to try, so I'll be using these same strategies, and we'll just see what we end up with. And I think their cane is really, really well processed. Other than it's a little thin for me, but like their shaping is
the
just.
only problem I've ever had
so
is the
good.
profile, but otherwise I'm like no complaints. So.
Yeah, I wonder too if it's like if you soak cane and it's soft, it's gonna swell up, and then the profile will go deeper. I wonder if that could be part of it. Like it's something with the soaking difference, but everyone go check out Barton Cane. They're really awesome. And I'll have a new profiler setting up soon, and we can try that. And I don't know, anything else? I'm trying to think. 5 people now watching. Thank you for watching. I don't know who you are. Liam, Herver, Carl Gardner. Do you profile dry, Drew? I don't personally profile dry, but my profiler I don't think is designed to. I'm using the reads and stuff, and Oberlin is using the Maxwell. Thanks for tuning in, Liam. So I don't profile dry, but we're gonna start gouging dry because the read machines gouger that we have for Oberlin is supposed to be dry. I learned recently, so we'll try that. My gouger, what do I have for a gouger? I have the Greg James gouger, and that's also designed to use wet. So, Carl, do you profile dry? Let me just reply that to him. Oh, come on, Carl. Question mark. Let's see what he says. Yeah, Facebook has a long way to go with this.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay. But, oh well. Someday we'll be able to switch back to Twitch.
Yeah.
Where it's all working, but... Oh, Carl soaks for 30 minutes. That's interesting.
Maybe if you could, like, post on your Facebook page when you're going live on Twitch.
Yeah.
I mean, do people need an account to see your stream? Or do
I don't
they
think
just
so.
have to comment?
Totally.
Right.
Can't comment.
Maybe you want to go back there, you could just, like, post a link at the same time. Like, I'm live on Twitch.
Yeah. Totally. It's a really good point. Yep. Yep. All right, well, I'm just waiting for Carl. I'm wondering if he profiles relatively dry so that it doesn't swell up and give you really disparate results. Yep. He's saying blade hasn't worn out yet. Cool.
Nice.
Which gouger, which profiler? Let's see. Yeah, it's always interesting, all the different stuff that we can try. And Leger, if you're out there, we're all waiting. We're all ready.
We're rooting for you.
We're all ready to give you our money. So, cool. Okay, so Carl's using a single 5-4. Cool. All right, well, talk to you later, everyone. Thanks again, Stephanie.
Yeah, anytime.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. How do I stop this? End live video.